Today, Charlie Morton takes the mound for the Houston Astros. He had started and finished the last homestand. It was a good one. Astros went 5-1 on this homestand. This weekend, he's right in the middle of a three-game series against the Texas Rangers. Astros winning last night 3-2. As they continue to match their best start in team history through 14 games, they are 10-4. The Rangers on the opposite end, 4-11, their worst start in franchise history. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. And Blummer, so far so good at Minute Maid Park. The Astros 6-1 on the season.
It has been pretty good. They're pitching extremely well and scoring just enough runs to get those W's.
Every one of Charlie's starts has been at home, and he has been really good.
He is extremely good. You got to remind yourself, this is the Houston Astros number 5 in their rotation. Since September 1st of 2017, there are 7 starts for Charlie Morton. He is 6-1 in those 7 starts. ERA is phenomenal. What is great about Charlie is still ground chuck. Even though he has that fastball around 95, 96 miles an hour with good sink, it creates a 60% ground ball rate. Also, that it goes up with that ground ball rate is the K rate for Charlie Morton. So a lot of strikeouts, a lot of ground balls, leads to that lowest starter ERA since September 1st.
And it's been a perfect 0 so far this year. 2 6-inning starts without allowing an earned run as we get you ready for baseball. On this Saturday afternoon, it'll be Charlie Morton on the mound for the Houston Astros. He'll be opposed by another lefty for the Rangers, Mike Minor. We'll have more after this.
Of this 3-game set between the Rangers and the Astros. They look for a win, and we've been seeing a lot of that from Charlie Morton so far this year. Welcome to the back end of this starting rotation. Garrett Cole last night punching out 14 Rangers hitters was pretty impressive as he outdid his first 2 starts of the season, and then he gets to hand the ball to a guy like Charlie, who's off to a fantastic start as well. We look back at Garrett's night, or really just his first 3 starts of the team, which have been so incredible. How about 36, 11 and 11, and then of course the career high last night with 14. Joins Nolan Ryan as the only other pitcher to start a season by recording 11 or more strikeouts in 3 consecutive games. And like I mentioned, handing that ball off to Charlie Morton in the 5 spot of the rotation. Got wins in his first 2 starts, trying to become the first in franchise history to start a season without allowing an earned run over the first 3 starts of the year. AJ saying to us today he hasn't faced Texas yet, but he's seen him for a few games now, and this team matches up well against him with all those lefties in the lineup. So sets up for him to be successful, and they've been successful so far. Look at this duo in the 4 and 5 spot of that rotation. Cole and Morton, these guys go way back, but putting up a combined 0.82 ERA between the 2 of them. That is pretty impressive when you look at where they are against some other duos. How about that number, guys?
You look at it.
Those are fun to look at.
It almost seems unfair when teams are having trouble filling out a 5-man rotation that Garrett Cole and Charlie Morton are the 4th and 5th pitchers in your rotation.
Yeah, and it's only that first week through the rotation where you actually assume that they have numbers next to that rotation spot, because I think this far into the season, they may have shifted a little bit because Garrett Cole and Charlie Morton have been literally lights out.
Been fun to watch. Charlie Morton's 3rd start of the year all here at Minute Maid Park. He has Max Stassi behind the plate tonight, or this afternoon I should say, and Shin-Soo Choo is the leadoff hitter for the Rangers, taking a first pitch for a ball. Choo swings through the next one. It's 1-1, and we're underway on a Saturday. Glad he could join us. Astros start the day 10-4. They are in 2nd place in the American League West. The red-hot Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are 12-3, a game and a half in front. Rangers are in last place at 4-11, and they have lost 5 straight. Morton will face Choo, a switch hitter Profar, and a lefty Joey Gallo. For the first 5 hitters will swing from the left-hand side, with the switch hitting Profar batting second.
K percentage going up. FIP numbers going way down with those strikeouts going up.
Good way to start this one. Charlie Morton strikes out Shin-Soo Choo. As we take a look at the Rangers lineup, Choo at the top, and then Profar is going to get a lot of ABs now with the injuries to Elvis Andrus at shortstop and Rougned Odor at second. Joey Gallo in the DH role today. Adrian Beltre hits cleanup. Ronald Guzman 1 day after his major league debut. Ryan Ruin left. Juan Centeno, the former Astro, behind the plate. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is at second, and Drew Robinson is the center fielder. No Nomar Mazara in the lineup today. They said he is available at some point, but a bit of a stiff neck he felt in that 3rd at-bat of last night's game, and he is out of the lineup today.
Is that what they're calling Garrett Cole-itis?
Garrett Cole has been filthy through 3 starts. And now Charlie Morton trying to work off that. Charlie, one of the 3 pitchers right now in all of baseball that has gone at least 10 innings without an earned run.
Charlie's got 3 starts against these Texas Rangers, and now 18 punch-outs, but 17 punch-outs in those first 3 starts against the Texas Rangers. This is a high strikeout team.
We saw it last night with 14 of them from Garrett Cole, his career high. Broke his previous mark by 2 strikeouts. Only needed 93 pitches to get those 14 strikeouts. That's on the corner, says the crew chief Tom Hallion behind the plate today.
Jurickson Profar is asking what it looked like on the MD Anderson strike zone. We're going to let you know. And a couple of seams caught that outside corner.
Breaking ball almost caught the edge. Profar looked it all the way into Stassi's glove.
Good idea to work that outside corner. Profar already trying to figure out where it is. Maybe get the chase or maybe get the call.
First 2 starts for Charlie. Started out the last homestand with a W against the Baltimore Orioles. Wrapped up the homestand with a W against the Padres. Similar lines, 3 hits, no earned runs in the first start, 4 hits, no earned runs in the second start, 2 walks, 6 Ks, 3 walks, 7 Ks. Profar with a little extended at bat. You know, Profar is going to be an interesting watch this year for the Rangers in a season where They've gotten off to a slow start and had a number of injuries in the middle of their defense with the Shields and Odor and Andrus. Profar, one time one of the more highly touted prospects in the game, now getting a chance to play on a regular basis, and he'll draw a 1-out walk. Starting defense presented by Xfinity. Marwin Gonzalez getting more time in the outfield, as you would imagine, with Yuli Gurriel back. George Springer is in center, and Josh Reddick is the right fielder. Alex Bregman and Carlos Correa normally on the left side. They'll shift over for Joey Gallo. Jose Altuve and Yuli Gurriel getting his second start. Max Stassi behind the plate. Charlie Morton, as Blummer mentioned, more of a ground ball pitcher, so no 3-4 defense here. Plus there's a runner on base, and the breaking ball misses to Gallo. 1-0. Gallo, the king of the true outcomes last season, had 4 true outcomes yesterday, 3 strikeouts and a home run in the game. Morton misses inside. It's 2-0. Last year, Gallo's percentage of true outcomes, strikeout, home run, or walk, 58.6%. The highest in baseball. Aaron Judge next to 57.1%.
That's impressive.
Major league average is 33.5.
Wow. Well above.
Strikes out a lot, walks a lot, and hits a lot of home runs. This one is fouled out of play. Bregman gives it a look, but that is well into the crowd. Another good crowd here on a Saturday. Did a good job promoting the George Springer bobblehead last night, Blummer.
You're welcome.
Heard people got here as early as 7:30 this morning for the 3:05 first pitch.
Any of these guys would be great bobbleheads, but when you have a George Springer and an MVP award bobblehead, looks a little more special.
That one rung up Max Stassi on the mask, and Tom Hallion was out there saying, "Are you all right?" Stassi seemed to be fine.
Super George.
He brought the bobblehead back to the booth again today.
It was effective yesterday, not only for George but the team. It was a close win, but a win nonetheless.
George with 2 solo home runs. Swing and a miss. Gallo goes down on the breaking ball. Morton has 2 strikeouts.
Curveball is a good pitch for Charlie Morton, and it's a tough pitch for Joey Gallo to square up. It's a good curveball in the zone too. Wasn't one of the nastier ones out of the zone that create chase.
Gallo now 0 for 7 in his career against Morton with 6 strikeouts.
It's becoming the truest outcome.
Here's Adrian Beltre. You know, we talk about Profar getting an opportunity to see what he can do with the injuries. The other storyline that I think will be interesting to watch if the Rangers are not able to get things turned around this season is what happens to Adrian Beltre. He is so intertwined with the Rangers and such a fan favorite with the Arlington crowd, but here's a guy that wants a chance to win before it's all said and done.
He would be incredibly appealing. Still plays a pretty good third base too.
He just recently passed Craig Biggio earlier this week. Currently number 23 on the all-time hit list. He's chasing Cap Anson. That's a fixed target. And then he's also chasing Ichiro. That's a moving target. And Charlie has fallen behind Beltre 3-0. Astros will see Ichiro coming up next week. After tomorrow night's game, they'll head to Seattle, take on the Mariners for a 4-game series. Ball is hit hard into right center field, and that is going to be down. Springer will try and cut it off, and he does. He gets it to Correa, and they are going to stop the run from coming around. single for Beltre. Profar gets to third.
Good job by George Springer to keep that ball from going all the way to the wall, because if it does get to the wall, Profar is going to score easy. Good piece of hitting. No home runs on the year for Beltre, but that's his 6th double. Still has that gap pop. Good job of cutting it off and also hitting the cutoff man for George. You play fundamentally sound on defense, you're going to save runs just like that. Give Charlie an opportunity to work out of this.
Ronald Guzman, his second major league appearance. Made his debut last night. Fouls one into the crowd. The guy with the rainbow Nolan Ryan jersey makes the catch. He is fired up. Guzman went 1 for 3 in his debut. Picked up a hit in his last at bat. Inside for a ball. It's 1-1. Profar on third, Beltre on first, 2 outs. Charlie has a couple of strikeouts already, and he breaks a nice curveball over for strike 2.
Wicked bender. No, I'm not talking about the weekend. I'm talking about the pitch. That was nasty.
Amazing turnaround season last year for Charlie. Facing lefties, Julia mentioned 4 out of 5 lefties at the top of the lineup. In the past, that would have been really problematic for Charlie. Last year, he dominated lefties compared to righties.
It was incredible.
Swing and a miss. Gets Guzman swinging on the breaking ball. Charlie ends up striking out the side. A hit and a walk mixed in and 2 left on. George Springer will lead things off in the bottom half. Southwest, George Springer with 2 home runs in last night's game. Got the Astros going offensively. Alex Bregman a couple of games ago with a 4-hit performance. Jose Altuve right in there at 352 to start the day. Carlos Correa hits in the cleanup spot. Yuli Gurriel, a second game back. Josh Reddick, the only lefty that will face Mike Minor today. Marwin Gonzalez is in left field. Evan Gattis is in DH, and Max Stassi is behind the plate.
There's Mike Minor, left-hander, going for the Texas Rangers. Second start this season against these Houston Astros. Earlier in the year, went 4 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs on the season, 10 2/3 innings pitched. Pretty good whip, under 1. The Ks are up, the walks are down. The opponent batting average is very good. And what's interesting about Minor is that against righties this season in 33 ABs, he's holding them to a 121 batting average. Fastball, changeup, curveball, a little bit of a cut or slider.
He's faced almost exclusively right-handed batters this year, too. The only hitter he has faced that isn't a right-handed batter this season is Derek Fisher, back in his first start of the season. Didn't face any lefties in his second start. And he's fallen behind George Springer 2-0. When George ambushes the previous night's pitcher, you're going to be a little careful in that first AB.
No doubt.
On the ground, pretty well hit, but right at the shortstop profile. His throw is a little bit wide, but Guzman hangs on the bag. And that's the first out.
Profar's had some issues throwing the baseball across the diamond. Had an error yesterday. Doesn't really get on top of the baseball, more or less slings it over there. See the upper half of his body bent over at the waist. That does not allow you to go up there and make a nice over-the-top throw like we see so many times from Carlos Correa. Thankful for Ronald Guzman being 6'5".
Bregman first pitch swinging, fouls it out of play.
We saw in 4 ABs, George Springer hit the ball hard. Doing it right here too. That ground out was 107 miles off the bat.
Sounded loud off the bat. Just a bad exit angle, launch angle.
It was -3.
That's never a good angle. This ball has a better launch angle, but it's popped in the air. And the center fielder, Drew Robinson, makes the play for out number 2. Roof is closed today, even though right now there are no showers. There's a possibility of some inclement weather this afternoon into the early evening.
It was a pretty loud evening all night long. I don't know how it was down here by you, but out where I was at, it was a pretty good light show and thunderstorms going on.
I was told it got really bad early this morning, but I slept right through it.
You were crushing the Z's.
I was. Jose Altuve with an 0-1 count. Fastball just misses. It's 1-1. Minor hasn't made a road start. Again, he was hurt for a couple of seasons, but he hasn't made a road start in the big league since 2014. Last year used exclusively out of the bullpen for the Royals. Last time he was a starter, ironically enough, on the road, it was at Arlington against the Rangers as a member of the Atlanta Braves. Altuve with a 2-2 count. In the air to right field. Drifting back on it is Shin-Soo Choo. And a 1-2-3 inning for Mike Minor to start this one. Houston Astros baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
forward. Charlie Morton in that fastball has been extremely good, especially since becoming a Houston Astro. Nickname is Ground Chuck. Still gets plenty of ground balls. But also a pretty effective pitch, getting punch outs also. Uses it on both sides of the plate. You'll see him elevate it. Also creates good arm side run, but the velocity, movement, and location makes it highly effective and does a great job of setting up that secondary pitch, the curveball.
Gets a called strike on Ryan Rua to start the second. 3 straight righties due up against Charlie.
Average fastball velocity for starters this season in Major League Baseball. How about the Astros? 93.7 miles an hour. Some noise.
Charlie has become a power pitcher in the last couple of seasons after not being a guy that threw this hard. Averaged right around 95 miles an hour with his fastball last year. This went into the wide open space on the right side. Ryan Rua just grounds one on the 96 mile an hour fastball in that big hole.
Actually got beat by that fastball, and luckily nobody on that right side. That is a heater, just letting it travel by Ryan Rua. See the front side, he almost stepped in the bucket to kind of create that or turn it into an outside pitch.
It's hit 3 righties in a row. Centeno, switch hitter, will bat left-handed. Juan Centeno got his ring earlier in this series, picked it up last night along with James Hoyt and Yuli Gurriel. Centeno last year put his name in the Astros record books. First Astro ever to hit a home run in his first 2 games with the team. And that was it. He hit his home run in his first 2 games, ended up with 2 home runs. Also had a big walk-off hit for Houston last year.
Oh, I remember it well.
Getaway day.
It was getaway day. About to head to Chicago. It was a cold flight for me.
You had a lot of Astros gear on that flight.
I did. I went to the team store and changed. You know, I asked Juan before yesterday's game, just curious when he was getting the ring, not sure of when in the pregame ceremony, and he answered back 6:45. I mean, to the second, he knew when he was getting that ring. He could not wait to see it.
Slowly hit. Correa has to wait for it. Steps on the bag and throws. Wow. That's a really nice play for a double play turned by Carlos Correa.
Turned into Stretch Armstrong on that play. Not hit very hard. He had to be patient. That's tough to do when you want to turn that double play. Carlos recognizing, puts himself in a good position to be able to make that catch and shuffle over to second base. And how about the strong arm on our Mattress Firm Supermo? That is not getting your momentum going towards first. That is all arm by Carlos Correa to complete that double play.
That was the impressive part. He still had that hose without having the momentum going towards first base. He was on the bag at the same time Altuve was on the bag. You don't see that very much. Oh, 1 pitch is inside for a ball. It's 1-1. Jose was there just in case he needed him.
Nice little dance step to get out of the way.
Nice breaking ball. Drops it in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Well, ground Chuck got the ground ball he wanted. Juan Centeno hitting into a double play, and now he's ahead of Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. 1-2. Kiner-Falefa with his first big league hit. He was the only one that had a hit against Garrett Cole until the 7th inning.
Fastball still has good movement down in the zone to create 65% of his outs on that ground ball. Not too shabby.
In the air, shallow center. Altuve calls everybody off and makes the basket catch as he's drifting back towards right center field. Charlie gets through the second with 1 hit and nobody left.
Stropole. Remember to follow us on Twitter at ATT Sportsnet SW so you can vote. What's your favorite Astros moment from the final out of the World Series? We're getting real specific here. Is it Bregman falling to his knees? How about Morton and McCann and their big hug? Or the running of the bullpen? Verlander and Keuchel in the lead there, or Yuli and his reaction. Couldn't believe it. This will be fun.
So
I'll tell you wins later.
Ones, yeah.
I know, that's good. A lot of different vantage points.
Julia, good job with the stroke ball. Now you get to go interview the Masters champion.
Yeah, I'm going to go try to get his green jacket from him.
He's right behind home plate. Oop.
If I let him wear my World Series ring, do you think he'll let me wear the green jacket?
Yeah,
yes.
Trade it out.
Trade it off. But I want my ring back.
Did you bring your World Series ring?
Yeah, well, wait a minute. You need the ring.
Oh, you guys.
Plummer circled him earlier. He's right behind Carlos Correa there. There he is, Masters champion Patrick Reed.
Barely noticed him in that green jacket. it's kind of the shade of the seats. Blends right in.
Julia will be heading there to talk to Patrick next inning. Apparently he's an Astros fan. Lives around here. Got his jersey before the game.
You knew Jim Crane was going to have the Masters champ, especially he's from Texas. Jim Crane, an avid golfer, big fan.
Correa into right field, but it's going to hang up for Chu. Puts it away. Carlos retired as the first out of the second inning. Here's Yuli, 1 for 4 in his first game as an Astro last night. Takes pitch up high for a ball, 1-0. Mike Minor's kind of an interesting guy for the Rangers. They revamped their rotation. We saw Doug Pfister earlier. He's now in the DL. Matt Moore we saw earlier this year. He's not going to face the Astros in this series. Minor, another guy that is new to Texas after spending last year in the Royals bullpen. And tomorrow, a game we won't televise, Sunday Night Baseball, Bartolo Colon. They have a lot of new faces in that rotation. But Minor last year out of the bullpen, mostly fastball slider. But now out as the starter, he's kind of mixing in other pitches. We're seeing him throw that changeup a lot more. So the two seam's been thrown more than the four seam. Last year he was almost all four seamers with the fastball. Yuli into left field, pretty well struck. Back goes Rua. He's at the fence and he makes a jumping catch. Gurriel hit it right to the wrong spot as Rua was able to get back there in front of the bullpen for the out.
Pretty good effort. Maybe just off the end of the bat a little bit. 95.5 miles an hour off the bat. Traveled just not far enough. That's what's unique about Minute Maid Park here. You can play on that edge of the manual scoreboard out there and be able to go back and make a play in that tough corner.
Goes deep enough to be a home run.
League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Highest average versus the fastball this season. Josh Reddick raging on the heater at 533.
Minor doesn't see a lot of lefties. We mentioned only Derek Fisher so far this year. Just the second lefty he has seen in 3 starts. Then they go Hamels and then Minor back to back. You don't want to rest your lefties too long. Josh had last night off. Upstairs is 2-2. Plus he had the day off Thursday, the scheduled day off. So you don't want to see him go 3 days or more without getting an AB. Slowly hit. Minor, the pitcher, will flip it, and Guzman on the bag for the out. 6 up, 6 down. Miners perfect through 2, and we are scoreless.
Park, and we have a very special guest with us today. Has a great seat behind home plate, I should mention. Patrick Reed from Houston, or you live in the Houston area. We call you a Houstonian. Congratulations on winning the Masters. What a thrill for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
What a day for you, though, just to be able to come and I know you've come to some games before, but is it fun, just the energy of a world championship team and, of course, what you've been able to do in the last couple of weeks?
You know, I mean, the energy's out of this world. It's always nice to come back, and you know, we were able to come to a couple games last year, but I haven't been able to see the team play since winning the World Series. So to be back is awesome, and you know, just looking forward to a great day, a great game, and you know, sharing the jacket with the whole family and the whole team.
We saw you tweeting, so you were following them in the postseason. How were you doing it?
It was tough. You know, I was overseas, so there's a couple of the games I was trying to walk early in the morning before I played, and you know, really just trying to be around as much as possible. And even though I wasn't able to be there, my brother-in-law Dan was able to go to all the games, so he was able to, you know, cheer the team on and be there for us.
Good stuff. I love the fact that you've got this green jacket on. You wear it everywhere? You're all over the place.
So far, yes, definitely. And you know, when I get to come and you know, hang out with the team, you know, whether it's here or anywhere, I want the whole city. I want everyone to be able to experience it and, you know, be able to see it. So these first couple weeks, I'll definitely be wearing it everywhere just to share it with the whole Houston crowds. Also, I noticed that you're wearing it with the boots. It looks great with boots. Yes, you know, you're a Texan, so you got to wear cowboy boots.
I do. And you had on the ring too. It's their green jacket. But what'd you think of the ring?
Oh, the ring's awesome. You know, I've never seen one before up close like that, and to be able to actually hold one and put it on, it was a sweet moment.
As far as, you know, what's gone on in Houston the last year or so, the highs and the lows, what's it been like for you, especially to just kind of continue the celebration that's gone on in the city?
It's been awesome. It's one of these things that I've been getting a lot of advice from the veteran golfers and stuff, and they told me to soak it up and enjoy every moment, and you know, but at the end of the day, you have to get back to work. So, you know, this first week it was, you know, share it with everybody, show it around, but then once we get towards next week, it's back to get back to work, back to get back grinding, and you know, just get ready for more tournaments and hopefully continued success and bring home more trophies to show to our teams.
I know everyone's talking about Ryder Cup already, so obviously you're thinking about it. Just the focus and preparation that you've got ahead of you here the next few weeks.
Yeah, really the biggest thing is you know, the way you get yourself into good form, especially for Ryder Cup and everything, is by playing well all year. And the biggest thing is just continue moving forward, and you know, winning the green jacket. That's just stepping stone to get to where you want to be. So just continue playing some good golf, and you know, just keep on building that momentum and confidence going into the end of the year.
Well, it's great to have you here. Enjoy the rest of the game in these great seats, and again, congratulations on everything, you guys.
Thanks for having us. Go Stros.
Guys.
Nicely done, Julia. That was spectacular.
Patrick Reed, Masters champion, right behind home plate. Good job, Julia. He was out in Shanghai last year playing in the WBC HSBC Championship while the Astros were trying to win a World Series.
Yeah, it's got to be tough to time that up as far as viewing the World Series.
But he was able to follow it. It's a real Astros fan when you're playing in a WBC event, or WGC event rather. That would be baseball WBC. All the way from China. That was last year.
It's pretty cool. And that gives you an idea of the desire and the fan that he is of the Astros. So the Astros won a world championship. Now there's a Masters jacket in the city of Houston. Rockets start their adventure here pretty soon in the postseason, so we'll be cheering them on too.
Yeah, it's been quite a run for the city of Houston. Rockets will take on the Timberwolves. Saw the Timberwolves as we were leaving Minnesota warming up for their game. Played basically an elimination game against the Nuggets and won that game in overtime. Base hit to right field after a couple of strikeouts in this inning. Tomorrow will be a big day downtown. Sunday night game. Rockets game 1 of the NBA playoffs.
Which one are you going to?
I'm going to just try and catch a flight, so eventually I got to end up here. But I don't know. I think I'm going to be here.
Well, I would love to double dip.
I think
Go
Julia's
over and watch a couple quarters and then head back over here.
I think Julia's planning to do both.
Go between innings.
One hour earlier start time for the baseball game than the basketball game. Baseball takes longer. They may end right at the same moment, which will.
It's going to be a heck of a time getting out of here, isn't it?
You. Joey Gallo, the batter. Called third strike and then a swinging strike in this inning. Charlie Morton's up to 5 strikeouts.
Unique stat of the night. We talk about Joey Gallo and some of the interesting true outcomes that he creates. They'd swing and miss on that curveball. In his career, he has 52 home runs. He also has 50 singles.
That's amazing.
That's impressive.
That's his career. More home runs than singles.
Yeah.
You don't see that often.
He's a max effort guy.
He is. Not really a 2-strike approach. That swing's as big with 2 strikes as it is on the first pitch. As he fouls one back along the right field line. It's 0-2. When he gets into one like he did last night, he can hit it a long way. 41 home runs last year. This year with 4 home runs. He went into the Budweiser party deck area last night in center field. Charlie ahead of him 0-2. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Morton strikes out the side just like the first inning. And we are through 2.5 scoreless. World Champions Commemorative Brick Program. Enjoy new brick sizes, placement down Champions Walkway, and the option to include the Astros World Champions logo with a personal message on it. Just visit astros.com/bricks for more info. Mike Minor starts Marwin Gonzalez off with a fastball for a called strike. Charlie Morton has struck out the side in the first and the third. No strikeouts in the second inning. Minor so far has faced 6 Astros and retired all 6 without a strikeout. 1-1 to count. Coming into this start, Minor had only thrown a first pitch strike in 39% of the at-bats. A little pop-up in the shallow center. Profar takes over. He bobbles and drops it. Profar called off the rookie second baseman, Kiner Falefa, and it looked like he had it the whole way, and he just bobbled it and dropped it.
Saw it disappear into his glove and then immediately coming out the top of it. This would be a good look at it.
Took his eye off it.
Took his eye off it. It looked like he squeezed the glove a little too soon and just pushed it out of there.
Let's see if that can get the Astros going. Ruled an error. Astros still don't have a hit in this game, as Gaddis pops one out of play.
It's a real opportunity for a guy like Jurickson Profar. Had that high prospect status for so long. Really hasn't had many opportunities. The rise of Rougned Odor, the big contract he signed. Elvis Andrus is a proven big league shortstop and hitter. Now he has an opportunity to go out there and accumulate some ABs and be seen at shortstop. So far in the last 2 days, we've seen a bad throw and a botched catch.
That one's popped high in the air the other way, and this one's going to stay in play. Gaddis will foul out to Adrian Beltre. It's the first out of the third. Yeah, I mean, Profar's a guy, like you said, all-time, one of the all-time prospects, and now he's 25 years old. So this is kind of his make and break stretch as a Ranger.
Yeah, it's an opportunity for him to prove himself and maybe create an opportunity either with the Texas Rangers or somewhere else. One thing you got to remind yourself is there are 29 other teams watching these games. They are keeping an eye on everybody.
Here's Max Stassi getting a start today. Stassi's career high in at-bats is 24. He got that last year. He's up to 20 at-bats already this season. He's done a nice job to start. 7 for 20 with 6 runs batted in, including a home run. Max takes a strike. On the ground towards third. Beltre, Kiner Falefa, double play. Stassi grounds into a double play, so Minor, despite the error, still has faced the minimum through 3. Scoreless.
the same?
I mean, I'm the same. I don't. Maybe everybody's perception of me is different, but I can't help that. I mean, I've been trying to pitch well the entire time I've been in baseball, which is since 2002.
This week on Astros Bases Loaded, close out the biggest game in Astros history, but Charlie Morton is staying humble. We'll also show you the Astros customized gloves, all that and more on Astros Bases Loaded Fridays before pregame, re-airing all week long only on AT&T Sportsnet. Re-airs after the postgame tonight as well. I've always tried to pitch well my entire career. Here's a grounder, backhanded by Bregman, long throw, out at first base. He put it on the money. That's the young third baseman showing the older third baseman he can get it done.
Seen that from Alex Bregman a couple times now, ranging far to his right, throwing the baseball all the way across the diamond from well in foul territory. Some things you can teach a guy. There's other things that talent takes over, and Patrick Reed appreciates it.
What a play by Alex. Here's Ronald Guzman. I think I know the answer to this question before I ask you. But if you were talented enough to win the Masters,
yes,
would you would you be wearing the green jacket?
Yes.
Everywhere?
Are you kidding me?
I knew the answer. You would just.
If I wasn't tethered to this desk right now, I may go down and ask Patrick Reed if I can borrow it. I would love to wear that. I actually got introduced. I've been to the Masters as a patron. And we got to meet a couple of actual members. And I asked, I go, hey, can I wear it? I go, let me put on your jacket. Nope.
Really?
No chance.
There's no.
No, that is sacred ground. Yeah.
So.
That is for members and champions only.
Interesting. Patrick Reed in attendance. Nice interview with Julia earlier today. See, he's an Astros fan from Shanghai when they were playing last year during the World Series. Charlie was down in the count here 3-0, back to 3-2 against Guzman. See, I've seen Patrick all over New York with the green jacket. I think Chick-fil-A locally he wore the green jacket. So yeah.
He rolled through the drive-thru. I think I saw that picture too.
Swing and a miss. Curveball comes back to get Guzman. Charlie up to 7 strikeouts. He has struck out the rookie Guzman in both at bats.
Pretty nasty. Threw a 3-1, 3-2. Just incredible stuff from Charlie Morton.
As much as his velocity has increased, that's the big equalizer for him getting lefties.
Absolutely.
Talking about a guy who, coming into last year, had allowed lefties to hit over 300 in their career against him with an .859 OPS. Last year they batted .175 with a .561 OPS. The curveball was a big part of it as he delivers another strike. He has painted the corner on Ryan Rule on both sides of the plate. It's 0-2.
And apparently he just threw a changeup just because he wanted to, or he could.
Tried to get him to chase the curve. Rule would not leave the zone. It's 1-2. Charlie already with 7 strikeouts. That matches his season high. Two and 2 the count. Rua grounded a little 3-hopper through the right side of the infield. The Astros play him to pull with 3 on the left side of the infield defensively. Well, opposite of last at bat. Last at bat, Charlie fell behind 3-0 and picked up a strikeout. Now he's been ahead 0-2. And the count is run full. 3 hits allowed by Charlie, all singles. Towards Correa and past Correa. Through the shift. Rua hit it hard enough to get it past the Astros shortstop, and he's a 2-out base runner.
Didn't get the head out last time. Got a base hit going the other way. This time Rua gets the head out on it. It's a bullet in between Correa and Altuve.
Now here's Juan Centeno. Centeno grounded into a double play his first time up. Fastball in at 96.
Got too much of the plate.
Two and 0. Four hits for the Rangers. Astros still looking for their first hit today. On the ground, almost the same spot. Correa this time will only need one out. He records it at first.
Ground chuck, getting ground balls. You got to stay on your toes. Alex Bregman was ranging far to his right to make the throw across the diamond. Then Charlie Morton doing what he does, getting punch outs.
George Springer. His ability to hit outside pitches out of the ballpark.
Get those arms extended. It's a luxury for George Springer, Carlos Correa, some of these guys in that lineup to be able to have the power to go to the opposite field. Let that ball travel. We saw it last night. All three up and away, going with them into that right field section of the stands. Could also put Cole Hamels' name somewhere on this graphic too, because that's where who all three of those home runs have been off of.
Facing another lefty today in Mike Minor. Minor's been very good first time through the lineup. He's not allowed to hit, only thrown 32 pitches, including 7 last inning as he misses inside to George 1-0.
I'm not going to be mad if somebody starts lighting up this offense and getting them going.
I was just thinking the same thing in the last commercial break. This is a team that's still, when compared to last year, they've actually scored one more run through 14 games than last year, and they're 10-4 this year as opposed to 9-5 last year. But it feels like there's so much more in the tank offensively than we've seen. In the center field, coming on Robinson, he won't get there. There's the Astros' first hit. Springer drops one in front of the Rangers center fielder Drew Robinson.
And we've got to be brutally honest. We are spoiled.
Oh, my goodness.
Spoiled rotten. We've seen him rake in spring. We saw him rake the first time in Texas. We saw him rake the entire year last year, and we got a chance to check out some of the numbers, and the numbers bore that out. So, yeah, we are spoiled in the sense that we've seen it, and we want them to do it again because they are pretty much the same team.
Alex Bregman. Yeah, we say this as spoiled announcers of a 10-14.
Yeah, in other ways, we are very spoiled on top of it all, yeah.
Should be 14-0.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Well, when you really think about it and you break it down, the pitching has carried the team so far.
Yeah, with that starter ERA being under 3, if these guys sneak out a couple of more hits and a couple of more runs, who knows?
There's a ball into left field. Maybe we, on cue, got this offense rolling as Bregman delivers a single to left.
Well, we said it in that Texas series. I believe it was after that second game that they fell short. We kind of said, hey, you know, it'd be great to back up some of these pitching performances with some good offense, and they exploded on that third game out there. But that was a mistake up in the zone by Mike Minor. That's what you want to start seeing. You're not going to go out there and hit the pitcher's pitch every single time. You try and fight those off. What you want to do is get the mistakes and do what you're seeing Alex Bregman do on our Phantom camera. Barrel it up and stay through it and hit a nice solid line drive to the outfield.
Now 2 on, nobody out for Jose Altuve. When you think about the last 2 wins for the Astros here at Minute Maid Park, last night the Astros winning 3-2, but it was the George Springer show. He had 2 solo home runs, and then the winning run scored on an unearned run. When Drew Robinson misplayed a hit by Marwin Gonzalez, Derek Fisher came around to score. And then 2 wins prior to that, it was Alex Bregman hitting a pop-up. The Padres let drop in the infield for a walk-off hit. That was the only run of the game. That's a strike to Altuve. It's 1-2. Altuve's sitting at .345 right now, just 1 point off where he ended last season. But even Altuve, and it's hard to complain with .345, we haven't seen him drive the ball consistently yet. We've seen a couple doubles. The rest have been singles so far this year.
No, that's very true.
It's spoiled when you see him hit 3 home runs in a playoff game. But he's still looking for his first home run of the season here with a 2-2 count. In his career against Minor is 3 for 6.
Really haven't seen Jose look comfortable in the box.
Hits him. Bases are loaded. Minor hits Altuve on a 2-2 pitch. And the bases will be loaded for Carlos Correa.
Today's Fan Cam is brought to you by ColorAuto.com.
Correa bats with nobody out and the bases loaded. And he rips one to left field. That'll score a couple. In comes Springer. In comes Bregman. Altuve to third. Astros lead 2-0.
Change up for Mike Minor. Don't waste any time. You get a mistake up in the zone, go ahead and attack, especially when you've got guys on base. Not crushed, well placed off the end of the bat of Carlos Correa, and timing is everything. It's what the Astros like to do. Hit by pitch, couple of base hits, create some traffic on the base paths, and leave it up to the big boys coming up in the middle part of that order. We talked about how the 3, 4, 5 guys in this order are doing a great job. They continue to in key moments. That's a big hit for the Astros.
Correa now up to 12 runs batted in on the season. Only Didi Gregorius of the Yankees coming in with more runs batted in with 13 in the American League. Now Yuli Gurriel, second and third, nobody out. Gurriel sent one all the way to the wall his last time up. He drills one to left field, all the way back, gone! A 3-run home run for Yuli, and the Astros, just like that, lead it 5-0.
La Pina has arrived.
What were we saying about the offense?
I didn't say it. You said it.
I thought we both said it.
We were kind of asking them to do something a little bit special. They sure did.
5 batters later, it's 5-0.
Man, that escalated quickly.
Oh my goodness. Last Yuli 3-run home run here at Minute Maid Park was pretty special too. Reddick fouls one back, 0-2. Minor does not give up many home runs.
Yeah, he's got interesting numbers in the sense that this season he's given up, where he's gotten outs on 70% fly balls, yet only given up 1 home run. So you figure the more home runs, especially pitching in Arlington and here at Minute Maid Park, it lends itself to the home run. Although Minute Maid in recent years has turned into a pitcher's ballpark. But Arlington, you elevate, sometimes you're going to be celebrating.
Last year, 0.58 home runs per 9 allowed by Minor. Reddick with a 1-2 count. 2 RBI double by Correa and a 3-run home run by Yuli on the first pitch he saw. Second game back. It is nice to have him in that lineup. Just lengthens out that lineup even more with him in that 5 spot. Minor comes back to strike out Reddick.
Professional hitting by Yuli Gurriel. They try to come inside. Fastball flattens out. We saw yesterday Yuli coming back and bringing the hands in nicely and able to get the barrel to it. It's a pretty compact swing to contact, but through contact he stays nice and long, driving the baseball.
Marwin takes a called strike.
It's crazy. He drives that ball out of the ballpark, and on replays, it looks like he's almost tying himself up with how quickly he brings his hands in.
Marwin down 0-2. Just a little over 100 miles an hour exit velocity for Yuli. But a nice launch angle, 21 degrees, put that one out there at 382 feet. Only 16 feet further than his fly out his first time up, so he's hit a couple of long fly balls off of Mike Minor today.
Did a good job on location, making that adjustment, getting the head out a little bit quicker to yank it into the Crawford boxes.
Marwin stays alive. Marwin reached on an error his first time up. He was the only base runner for the Astros first time through the lineup. And then 5 consecutive Astros reaching base in this inning. Single by Springer, single by Bregman. Altuve hit by a pitch, double by Correa, and a home run by Gurriel. Two and two the count. Did not hit any home runs in his rehab assignment. Didn't see him in spring training after the fractured hamate bone. So basically his first 2018 home run in any real game, spring training or otherwise. Marwin staying alive. After Minor cruised through 3 innings and 32 pitches, the Rangers now have open action going in the 4th. He's thrown 26 pitches this inning, giving up 5 runs. Tony Barnett's warming up for the Rangers. Job by Marwin, seen a lot of pitches.
Something Marwin did last year is foul off a ton of pitches and really work some ABs until that pitcher was willing to make a mistake and he could hit it.
Ninth pitch of this at bat due. And he finally gets Marwin. Second strikeout of the inning and the game for Minor.
2017 championship gold gear is available now in the Astros team store. This collection includes player jerseys, hats, t-shirts, and more. For team store hours and location, visit astros.com/team store.
Astros had a chance to wear that gold gear the first 2 games of the season. Evan pops one up down the left field side. Long run for Profar. He's the only one that has a chance for it. He drops it. He drops it in foul territory. Beltre wasn't after it, and the left fielder, Rua, was way over. Didn't have a chance for it, so it was only Profar's ball, and he couldn't come up with it.
Baseball's hard to begin with, but there's some times where the baseball gods pick on you, and it feels that way for Jurickson Profar right now on a couple of pop-ups. Opportunity earlier behind second base to catch a pop-up. Dropped it. This one, an opportunity to get out of the inning, a big inning where 5 runs have been put up on the board, and Jurickson unable to make the play.
They don't give him an error. They say no play. That easily could have been an error.
It looked like he was there in enough time to actually make the play. And again, it's tough going towards the stands. You want to take into account the level of difficulty. But still, I think that you and I agree that a play that could have and should have been made.
See if Evan can take advantage of getting a second chance. 1-1 the count. Evan popped up to Beltre his first time up. This one is sent to left field. Left fielder is there. Ryan Rua makes the play in front of the track. But a big inning. Yuli Gurriel, 3-run home run.
it's not a cutter. It's a between a slider and a cutter. It's not very good. It's like that, or well, like when you if you were to actually look at it on a chart and they say like, who has the better cutters in the game, mine would not be anywhere near the top because it just doesn't do anything.
Have you ever wondered why Charlie Morton is one of the most liked players in the clubhouse? There is a glimpse of why. Everyone talks so highly about Charlie. You'll hear, that's just Chuck. You'll hear that all the time from guys. And I got a chance to talk to Max Stassi about catching Charlie. What's he like? We see him in the clubhouse. You see him in interviews. What's he like when he's competing out there? And Max said he's the exact same guy all the time. Said that he'll give the one-liners when he's on the mound. When things get tough, he doesn't change. Of course, under big pressure situations, you see a little more intensity from him, but he's still good about the one-liners and keeping things light. He just has a real good perspective on everything, on the game and the way he's pitching. And Max Stassi absolutely enjoys catching him. But that clip, guys, was from a spring training sit-down that we had done. And, of course, our feature running with Charlie and the Astros bases loaded. You'll see it on post-game. But I wanted him to just kind of go through all of his pitch grips, give me a little background on where the grips came from. And then he gave me the raw information on the cutter. It was just so good. We had to share.
Yeah, he's special. His personality is unique as they come. Made a mistake in that last pitch to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And the rookie in his second major league start hits his first major league home run. Charlie was ahead of the count 1-2 and looked like he hung a curveball, Blummer.
Hanging breaking ball. Yep.
Here's Drew Robinson. There's a better breaking ball. It's 1-2. Robinson struck out looking his first time up, one of 7 strikeouts for Charlie. Strikeout number 8. Season high for Charlie. He's gone 6 his first start, 7 his second start, and now 8 today.
Drew Robinson is not having fun in this series. That's his 6th straight punch out. Also had an error last night that allowed the winning run to come across home plate, too.
The home run by Kiner-Falefa, first earned run allowed by Charlie Morton this year. There's a called strike. Chu has struck out twice. Of Morton's 8 strikeouts, 6 of them are against 3 batters: Chu, Gallo, and Robinson. No, actually Guzman. All 8 are against 4 different hitters. So 4 hitters have not made contact, and the other 5 he has not struck out. Two and 2. Charlie working with a 5-0 lead to start this inning.
Frustration and disbelief setting in on Shin-Soo Choo.
Goes down for the 3rd time. Charlie picks up his 9th strikeout and his 2nd of the inning.
Punched him out on a fastball his first AB, and the next 2 ABs puts him away with a curveball. That was very similar to the pitch previously that he got the swing and miss on, so why not go back to it?
Jurickson Profar, the batter, he's been on base twice. A walk and a single. Last April, Charlie started a game here against the Oakland A's. It was on April 28th. He struck out 12 in that game. That's his career high. Last night, Garrett Cole shattered his previous career mark. Had been 12. It's now 14. Charlie's up to 88 pitches, though, so doubtful he'll go as deep in the game as Garrett Cole went. Now foul back to the screen. It's 2-1. Eric Cole.
He was fish-eyeing us.
I got a little scared.
I did too.
What a fun first 3 starts as an Astro to watch and call. 36 strikeouts. He and Nolan Ryan are in the same sentence now.
It's kind of cool.
11 strikeouts or more first 3 starts of a season. One pitch is fouled out of play. 3-2. In the National League, Cole had not had back-to-back starts with double-digit strikeout games. And then AJ has watched him go 11, 11, and 14. After the home run, Charlie strikes out the side. He's up to 10 today. And we're through 5 with the Astros leading 5-1.
Auto Group started with George Springer at the top of that lineup. A little drop shot in center field, then a bullet to left off Alex Bregman's bat. Hit by pitch, put out Jose Altuve on first base, and then 2-run double by Carlos Correa led to La Pena coming back. Taking the first pitch he saw into that Landry's Crawford box for a 3-run bomb. First home run of the season for Yuli Gurriel. 5 runs in that 4th inning for the Houston Astros, and we stand at 5-1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Max Stassi fouls one back. First batter of the 5th. He's the only one of the Astros that didn't bat in that 4th inning. Into a double play his first time up. Minor had thrown 32 pitches through the first 3 innings and threw 31 pitches last inning. He should have an out here on the second pitch of this inning as Profar puts it away. Julia?
Well, as George Springer comes up here, it was fun to watch him have a big night last night, and just to get to talk to him after that game, all smiles, and he usually is. But coming off that Minnesota series where he struggled so much, and we even saw a big opportunity for him in that 3rd game, and popped up, and you see the frustration on his face as he had to take a second to kind of gather himself to play defense. But for George to come out and have that home run on the first pitch, he said, you know, what's hard right now is not looking at the scoreboard. Your average just jumps up and it drops so quickly at this time of year. You got to quit looking at that and stick to your approach, stick to what you know, and that's what he tried to do yesterday. And hopefully he can continue that on. We know that when George gets going, it's usually fun for a while, so we hope that goes for him.
Yeah, he had some fun yesterday in the dugout, celebrated with his teammates, and then with AJ and Joe Espada. Big hug for the manager and bench coach. Today, Brian McCann's in Espada's seat next to AJ. Bring her down to the count 0-2. Charlie up to 10 strikeouts. 5th time in his career he's been in double digits with strikeouts. We're seeing some big strikeout numbers lately. 24 strikeouts between Garrett Cole and Charlie Morton in 12 innings of work. 7 innings last night for Cole and 5 innings today for Charlie. Charlie had enough of that. George stays alive. It's 1-2. Last year, the Astros as a staff were leading the majors in strikeouts for most of the season. They got passed late by the Indians. The Rangers were on the other end of the spectrum. They do not strike out many as a staff. Their offense strikes out quite a bit. 2-2 pitch is grounded in the hole. Good battling at bat by Springer, who now has 2 hits in the last 2 innings.
Fought off a couple of tough sliders, got himself a changeup. It's off the outside corner, but the velocity allows the hitter to get the head out early and catch it out front and enable the hitter to yank that thing towards that left side. Just yanked it through that 5.5 hole. It's good to see him starting to get those hits. It's always nice to drive the ball out of the ballpark, but you'd be amazed, even in this day and age where the batting average isn't glorified like it used to be, guys still want to have a pretty decent batting average. They think about those numbers.
That is still the prevalent number usually on most scoreboards.
Yep.
Bregman's on base percentage is probably the number he'd rather see up there. Because his on base percentage has been very good this year. Batting average not as good.
George on that changeup. This should be a good look to see how the barrel gets out in front of home plate to get the off-speed pitch. Phantom camera that we're working with on this weekend. There you go. Just get it out in front of the plate. Pull it. Just that little discrepancy in 5 to 7 miles an hour between the fastball and changeup allows that bat head to maybe creep maybe about 3 or 4 more inches and help him pull that baseball.
Outside to Alex, it's 2-2. Bregman 1 for 2 today, singled, scored a run on the double by Carlos Correa. Bregman's 10 walks are amongst the leaders in the American League. Not a whole lot of baseball being played right now. Just one other game currently in progress. We've already had a game postponed in Detroit. And the second straight game postponed in Minnesota. Today was snow that canceled their game between the Twins and the White Sox.
Sounds like fun.
I said first time ever Target Field. Back-to-back postponements. Bregman pops one high in the air. Beltre and Centeno converge as the catcher who makes the play. Juan had to kind of make a lunge at it the last minute to put it away for out number 2. How about the New York Mets? Mickey Callaway doing something that the Yankees and Mets have never done before, and that's start 11-1.
Managing's easy. He's making it look easy. Different culture up there in New York, and he's got him performing nicely. Red Sox, 6+ runs scored in the last 7 games. That's the Red Sox offense we're used to seeing.
They're out to a 12-2 start.
Their offense was just not the same last year. They are coming out and lighting it up.
And then the Angels are out to a 12-3 start. The Astros, coming in at 10-4, actually have just the 3rd best record in the American League. And the 5th best record in baseball. The other team with a better record is Arizona at 10-3.
I think the Angels have, I'm not sure if it's a road trip or homestand, but I believe they're playing the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees here coming up pretty soon. That's going to be a real test. It's a test for anybody in the league, but if you're the Angels, you may want to face them right now because you are playing such good baseball.
The Angels using 9 starters in their first 15 games.
That's what's frightening with the Angels. If they had a starting rotation that could stay healthy, they would be a very good competitive team against what the Astros have in the American League West. The issue for them in the past has been shutting other teams down between their starting rotation and how many pitchers they use in that rotation. Their bullpen giving up a lot of runs.
Altuve with a 2-0 count. Now it's 3-0. Looks like they're using Shohei every week on Sunday.
Yeah, they may have to escalate that a little bit the way he's been swinging it and pitching. He has been dynamic to say the least.
Altuve hit by a pitch his last time up. 3-0 pitches, high ball 4, 4-pitch walk issued by Mike Minor. More bullpen action for the Texas Rangers. Tony Barnett up and throwing again. Watch every out-of-market Astros game all season long live on your favorite supported devices with MLB.tv. Blackout and other restrictions apply for regular season games. Visit MLB.tv for details. Barnett had warmed up earlier, so he didn't take long to get loose. Manager Jeff Bannister out there. He did not take out his starter Cole Hamels yesterday when he visited the mound. So as opposed to some managers when it's almost the automatic hook, this may just be a word of encouragement for his lefty Mike Minor.
A word of encouragement might be pay attention to Juan Centeno behind home plate. Pay attention to the fingers, execute the pitch, ignore the guys standing in the box. It's tough to do when you get a 6'4" Adonis like Carlos Correa digging in.
Second time through the lineup, pitches per inning's gone way up.
Much better ABs, mistakes being made. Mistakes have turned into hits and runs. The average goes up against Mike Minor first, second, third time through the lineup. It doesn't explode, but that third time through the lineup, the average is up to 271, which is up from 236 first time through the order.
So he's learning to navigate through hitters 2 and 3 times. He didn't have to do that last year.
Worked out of the bullpen with the Kansas City Royals last season.
Correa, 2 RBI, bases loaded, double his last time. Swings the first pitch and takes a big hack and misses.
Trying to hit it off the championship banner right next to the train up on the tracks. I like it.
Carlos up to 12 runs batted in game number 15 of the season. Off to a much better start this year than we saw last year. Carlos hit a home run in the opener last year against Seattle that did not have another extra base hit until game 19 of the season when he hit another home run. Then the double started to come. And the rest was history as he made the All-Star team and had a huge first half. This year, though, pretty good from the start. 298, 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Down to the count here, 1-2.
It's interesting to hear you rattle off the numbers for Carlos Correa because they are good, almost at 300 on the season. Scored 11 runs, driven in 12. And just for the eye test, and again, we are spoiled. And we hold these guys to such high standards. I still don't feel like Carlos Correa is where he can be.
Hit on the hands. Correa fouls it back. Carlos lining out to right his first at bat, then doubling to left his second at bat. Springer on second, Altuve on first. Good take, 2-2.
Really good take, good recognition. Recognizing the spin on that pitch at 87 miles an hour. That's a little bit of a cut slider from Mike Minor, but it started inside. And as soon as Carlos recognized spin, he laid off, knowing that it was going to break in off the plate.
Three and two. Yuli Gurriel, 3-run home run waiting on deck. This will be the 90th pitch of the game for Minor. 56 of those in the last 2 innings. Ball ripped and caught by Beltre on the line. He's going to tag Springer, but it really didn't matter at that point. So Correa hits it hard again, but final out of the inning.
Piece of jewelry from the Jostens World Championship collection, available at the ballpark and online all season. The collection features pieces for women, men, and children. For more info, visit astros.com/thering. One of the featured items right now, one of the items they're letting me hang out with, wear, is the women's fan ring. It's inspired by the players' ring. It starts at $429, and it can go up depending on how precious you want your medals to be. It's actually pretty beautiful, just like this. You can customize it with your name. Very cool there. If you don't know your ring size, though, they do have that jewelry store out at Union Station right now. So pop on by during a game. That store will be open for a while. So pop on by. They'll size you there, get you ready. But gotta love the custom blue and orange stones on this women's fan ring. It's beautiful.
Guess who wants one of those rings?
Me?
And Michelle Callis.
I'm going to say Mrs. Callis.
Yeah, she's already inquired about it. Thanks, Julia. Hey, Julia, did you get a selfie at least with the green jacket? I know you didn't get to wear it.
No, I forgot. Oh. I was hoping somebody would screenshot me my interview, like my mom. She's really good at that.
They do have replays.
The re-airs.
Yeah. Gallo was in the bunt his first pitch, and I'm just something about that shift gets in his head because he's just not comfortable bunting, and then he gets down on the count. Now he strikes out.
Well, you're uncomfortable with the shift, and then you faced Charlie Morton twice already, so you figure why not try and lay down the bunt?
See him shaking his head repeatedly.
Yeah, there's some internal dialogue going on there that we can't talk about.
Here's Adrian Beltre. Charlie's up to 11 strikeouts now, one shy of his career high.
I just can't believe he just threw a cutter for a strike.
His cutter's not that good.
It's terrible.
According to him, 1-1 the count.
He is entertaining.
Only breaks about this much.
That's it, according to the metrics.
Oh, what a good interview.
But it is Charlie. That interview is basically how the conversations go.
So humble. Dancing feet of Beltre, takes one inside. It's 2-1.
Been trying to pitch good for years, but I just waited to be extra dominant on the biggest stage in baseball last season.
Three and 1 the count to Beltre. That ball is driven deep to right field. Reddick all the way back on a sprint, and he looks up, and it's gone. Adrian Beltre hits a home run to make it a 5-2 game. That's career home run number 463 for Beltre. That puts him 35th all-time in Major League history.
First home run of the season for Adrian. How about a true outcome team? A lot of strikeouts, scoring runs early in this series on home runs. Let that ball travel on the outer third.
Now Charlie at 100 pitches. Bullpen action going for the Astros as Guzman sends one to center, sends Springer back, and George is there in front of the track for out number 2.
Time to play Name That Astro, brought to you by Nissan. 5 is not enough. First round pick, Rocky Mountain High.
Send your guesses to @ATT Sportsnet SW. Ryan Rua, the batter. Rua's had a couple of hits against Charlie Morton. Adrian Beltre with the most recent home run at Minute Maid Park. He also hit a home run at the Astrodome. Only active player still playing. Had hit a home run in the Dome. Tomorrow, Bartolo Colon will pitch against the Astros. And he beat the Astros in the Dome back in '99, the same year Beltre hit a home run. About 2 weeks later. Beltre with the Dodgers then. Unless there's somebody we can't think of, those are the only 2 players active that played in the Astrodome, Beltre and Colon. You can also tweet us at ATT Sports at SW if you can think of somebody else.
I was going to say, they're not afraid to tweet at us to correct us.
But I think that's it. Both guys on the Rangers now. Colon.
One of those 3 things is a retired historic site.
Nicely played. Colon, you and Colon are basically the same age, I think.
Yes. Different shape.
1-2 pitch. Rua goes down swinging. Charlie Morton matches his career high with a dozen strikeouts. He is through 6 in a 5-2 game.
TXU Energy, Yuli Gurriel, La Pina back in action. Second game this season in 2018. He got his first home run here earlier in that fourth inning. A big inning for the Houston Astros with a 3-run home run. Trying to make that La Pina sprout.
La Pina's flat this year.
He's kind of flat out. He's going to find his groove early on this season. He'll be leading off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Astros leading 5-2, and a new pitcher for the Texas Rangers, Tony Barnett.
Did not see Barnett in the first series between these two teams in Arlington. He was injured at that point on the 10-day DL with a lower back strain. Reactivated on April 9th. Barnett, a 34-year-old, has appeared in 50 games the last 2 seasons with the Rangers. 50 last year, 53 the year before out of the bullpen. Fastball, curveball guy. He'll throw that fastball around 93, 94. Has faced only right-handers so far. He will see a lefty, the second batter this inning, Josh Reddick. Yuli takes a called strike. Yuli had a nice couple of at-bats against the starter Mike Minor, flied out to the wall and left, and then hit a 3-run home run. A little hesitation with the delivery, and it gets to the backstop. It's 1-1. Mike Minor ends up going 5 innings. He allowed 5 hits. All the runs came in a span of 5 batters. He allows 5 earned runs. He walked 1. He struck out a couple. 2 RBI double by Correa with the bases loaded, and a 3-run home run by Gurriel. He was sailing through the first 3 innings and then ran into trouble in that 4th. On the ground, Profar. Throw is in time. Gurriel retired for the first out of the 6th inning. Looks like Charlie Morton's day is done as well. He's at 106 pitches. Hector Rondon warming up in the Astros bullpen. If that is the case, Charlie will go exactly 6 innings in his first 3 starts.
Three straight quality starts for Charlie also.
First 2 earned runs allowed of the season. A couple of solo home runs today. The rookie Isaiah Kiner-Falefa with his first big league home run, and then the veteran Adrian Beltre. One guy hits home run number 1 of his career. The other guy hits home run number 463 of his career. 1-1 the count to Josh. Reddick is grounded out and struck out. Garrett Cole and Charlie Morton are only 4 and 5 starters by name. They're not really 4 and 5 starters, but somebody has to pitch in those slots with this deep Astros rotation. They end up striking out 26 batters in 13 innings. Reddick sends one high and deep, but that is hook foul.
Yeah, those are nice strikeout numbers. Charlie had 12 in this ballgame. He had 13 coming into after the first 2 starts. Now he has 18 innings pitched this season and 25 punch-outs. Yeah, they're going to Costco and bulk ordering K's.
Both guys matching or setting their career strikeout mark. Cole setting his mark last night, and Charlie matching his mark. He had never struck out 12 before he became an Astro last year. Now he's done it against the A's last season and against the Rangers today. Reddick staying alive at 3-2. To get a 14 strikeout performance and a 12 strikeout performance, and then you hand the ball to Justin Verlander. A lot of these Rangers.
That's incredible.
Right?
Yeah. And the Rangers, like you said, if you look at the slot that the rotation is set in, you go into a series and you say, I'm going to face the 4-5-1. Hey, we got a shot these first 2 games, fellas. Let's go. Let's get our knocks against these 4-5 guys. Didn't go so well against the 4-5 guys. Now you have to face the number 1.
2 of these guys, and they've acquitted themselves well, but Connor Falefa and Guzman are starting their first 2 big league games, and if they start tomorrow, those are the first 3 starters they face in their career.
Not too shabby. Yeah. Welcome to the big leagues moment. Might be a 3-game series against Cole, Morton, and Verlander.
Good plate appearance by Reddick to draw the walk, and here's Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin reached on an error and struck out. Batting left-hander for the first time. Marwin takes a pitch for a ball, 1-0. Astros being out hit today, 6-5, but they bunched all their hits together, did the Astros, in that 4th inning. 4 of their 5 hits, scoring all their runs. One on the count. Series wraps up tomorrow, and then the Astros head right out on the road after a Sunday night game. They'll head out to Seattle for 4. 3 night games and a day game at Safeco Field, and then 3 with the White Sox over the weekend. Marwin tried to hold up. No swing, says third base umpire Phil Cuzzy. Robinson Cano off to a great start, leading the majors in hitting. Mitch Haniger right up there in RBIs.
Be interesting to see D. Gordon out there in center field. It's really a speed game that he brings the Mariners that we're not accustomed to seeing up there in the great Northwest.
I'm going to assume, because I saw AJ Hinch batted against Bartolo at some point. Did he play with or against Bartolo?
Yeah, I don't think it went very well. He threw too many fastballs.
I won't look it up.
Couldn't square him up.
He was the man for the Indians for a number of years.
Yeah, he was. And the velocity. He was heavy on the fastball, but the velocity was in the mid-90s with that arm side run.
Still going. Bartolo Colon will pitch here tomorrow night against Justin Verlander. One of the rare games where Justin's going to be 9 years younger than his opponent. That hasn't happened in a while.
Very unique for him.
Runner on the move, 3-2 pitch. We'll do it all again. Reddick will head back. In case you're wondering what the Mariners look like so far this year record-wise, they're off to a 7-4 start. There's been a big discrepancy in some games played in the American League. Twins have only played 11 with their snow out today. Rangers have played 15.
I literally did nothing against Bartolo Colon. 0 for 8 with a punch out.
Put the bat on the ball, though. 1 punch out.
hopefully early in the count to speed things up.
Look at the box score for the first time he pitched against Oakland, because I knew AJ would be in there. AJ had a crazy line that day. 5 plate appearances, 1 at bat.
Wow.
And 2 ribbies. Here's a ground ball right side. Guzman's going to spin and throw to Barnett covering. He just barely found the base in time. Couldn't locate it initially. And Marwin is retired for the second out. Give back to the Houston community by joining the Astros Foundation Volunteer Corps. Take part in volunteering on game day at Minute Maid Park. Help with craft parties at local hospitals and much more. Visit astros.com/volunteer to sign up now. AJ had in that game 2 sacrifice bunts, no at bat, and then 2 bases loaded walks.
Wow.
For the 2 RBIs.
That is a bizarre day.
I think Ron Vallone in the bullpen where the guy's walking him. It wasn't Cologne, but 0 for 1, 2 sack bunts and 2 bases loaded walks. Evan Gattis, little flare shot down the right field line, and it's foul. Guzman gave it a look. Reddick would have scored easily.
Yeah, with 2 outs out there at second base, off with the swing of the bat.
Evan is popped to third and flied out to left. Hector Rondon has stopped throwing just because it's a lengthy inning. He will definitely be the next guy into the game, but no need to waste bullets at this point. Veteran knows what he needs to get loose. This half inning's been over 10.5 minutes already. One and 2 the count. Patrick Reed does not have the best view of the game right now, because the green jacket's being blocked by the green mascot.
Yeah, the only, not even sure what that is. The only thing in the building with a bigger head than the guy who's won the Masters is Orbit. Barely notice him.
Reed or Orbit? Swing and a miss. Gattis goes down swinging. So we head to the 7th inning in a 5-2 Astros lead. Houston Astros baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Rooms to Go. Don't miss the huge store-wide mattress sale going on now.
Charlie Morton, another 6 innings. 12 punch-outs. That ties a career high for Charlie Morton. Saw a good fastball, the occasional changeup mixed in there, but it was that breaking ball again. Ground Chuck going out there and throwing Uncle Charlie to get 12 more punch-outs of Rangers hitters. It's been a tough series on the swing and miss for the guys in the blue jerseys. I just like saying Charlie Morton's the 5th starter and he had 12 punch-outs. So the 5th starter got 12 punch-outs for the Astros. Should be the headline.
Quite a combo so far in this series. Garrett Cole, Charlie Morton, and now they turn things over to Hector Rondon.
Hector Rondon, last time we saw him on the 11th back in Minnesota, had a great inning. Threw 7 pitches. Punched out a hitter.
Altuve, nice short hop. Throws down his former teammate Centeno, first out of the inning.
It's been fun to watch Hector Rondon. He looks comfortable in this bullpen. Also, AJ doing a good job of putting him in some good spots to go out there and be successful against right-handed hitters. He's got a good fastball in the mid-90s, also a slider.
Here's Kiner Falefa. Hit a home run last time, his first major league home run, and this pitch is up and over his head.
My, oh my. There's a slider that got away. Yeah, you were about to say it.
A slider that slipped. Kiner Falefa's parents here from Honolulu, Hawaii. They got the word that their son was getting the call up and took a red eye in from Hawaii. Got a chance to watch him play in Arlington, got an at bat, and then here in Houston, get his first major league hit last night and his first major league home run today. Parents watching on, quite a moment for them.
Pretty exciting. Special moments.
This time Rondon gets him looking at a called 3rd strike. 13 strikeout for Astros pitching, first for Rondon.
Time to name that Astro, brought to you by Nissan. 5 is not enough. First round pick, Rocky Mountain High. Ex-teammate, current pitching coach of the Texas Rangers, Doug Brocail. He's got one more daughter than I do.
Quite an athlete.
He's quite a character.
He had a really tough time trying to figure out how important baseball was during Harvey last year.
Yeah.
He literally wanted to leave that series at Tropicana Field and come and help out.
That tells you a lot about Doug's heart, but also tells you a lot about Doug himself. He wants to go out there and help, but that was really his environment, is being outdoors and kind of fighting through some of the adversity to help other people out. He is a great individual, and I've spent a lot of time on the bench and in clubhouses and on the field with Doug Brocail. A lot of my stories are derived from experience with Doug Brocail on the team, both good, bad, otherwise. I was with him in San Diego when he had to have heart surgery. That was an interesting time, but it's good to have Doug around.
That didn't miss by much. That was almost the end of the inning. After with kind of a smile.
Yeah, Doug lives down here at Missouri City.
Yep.
Loves the city of Houston.
That one is good enough as Robinson goes down swinging. 7th straight time he has been retired on strikes in this series.
The Ultimate Southwest fan, use hashtag Ultimate SWFan NTX on Twitter to show us, and you could win a VIP experience. North Texas, April is your chance to show your spirit. So tweet now and win big. TK.
Hey, Julia, I just wanted to say thank you. Your generosity is overwhelming at times. Todd and I greatly appreciate some of the gold gear we picked up at the team store, the rings we got for our wives.
Oh no, you have my credit card, don't you?
Yep.
Nice.
Found it.
That's the good news. We found it.
Yeah.
Will you please hang on to
We'll
that
give
for
it to
me?
you on the plane tomorrow.
No. I need to call my bank real quick. Get that canceled.
Bottom half of the 7th inning in a 5-2 game. Max Stassi leads off.
That's exactly where I left it.
So you knew right away.
The team store.
Yep. Yeah, just letting you know it's in safe hands.
My hands were full with all the merchandise.
Yep.
Have y'all been in there lately? It's dangerous.
Oh, it is.
Oh, there's temptation everywhere in that place.
So it's fair to say you might not notice if there's an extra charge from there.
Right. No, the sweaters. They just had a new shipment of the sweaters, the rainbow sweaters. So I made my way in there.
Did you get one?
Yeah.
Those things are awesome.
I think they're sold out already. Happens fast in that store.
Yeah, it's amazing. Merchandise comes in and flies right out as soon as they get it. Stassi with a 1-2 count.
And it's still winter here.
Yeah, it turned into winter overnight, didn't it?
All of a sudden, I'm buying sweaters in April in Houston.
Wow.
What?
Coldest home game ever. Last time we were down.
It was.
52 degrees. A little warmer today because of 40,000 fans being in attendance. 40,679 on George Springer World Series MVP bobblehead day. Stassi goes down swinging. He's now 0 for 3. Second strikeout for Barnett as he works in his second inning out of the Rangers bullpen. Speaking of Springer, yesterday 2 home runs, today 2 hits. You may have to keep this bobblehead up in the booth for a while.
Yeah, it's been hanging out with us the last 2 days. Earned us a win yesterday. Springer with a couple of home runs. Whatever it takes, we're team players.
Inside to George, 1-0. Astros only have 5 hits. Springer has 2 of them. Bregman, Correa, and Gurriel the others. Gurriel 2 RBI double. Excuse me, Gurriel 3-run home run. Correa 2 RBI double. Outside 2-0. Rainbow sweater right there.
That's the one. Used to be infamous for on a baseball card of Nolan Ryan wearing that sweater. And then the postseason happened with Mrs. Verlander wearing the sweater. And now I think they go into that team store and they ask for, can I have the sweater that Mrs. Verlander was wearing in the playoffs?
So it's no longer the Nolan Ryan special. It's now the Kate Upton special.
Yes.
Makes sense. Takes a lot to get that Nolan Ryan thought process overturned, but I can understand. 2-2 the count to George. All the offense for the Astros came in a 5-batter sequence in the 4th inning. Started with Springer's single against Mike Minor. Ended with Gurriel's 3-run home run. George has seen a lot of pitches today.
That's a good thing. Means he's feeling comfortable getting command of that strike zone back. It also helps when you get a couple of hits and you can relax in that box a little bit, start picking pitches. I thought it was pretty impressive that last swing, 3-2. Took a pretty good swing at a slider.
Seen 18 pitches in his 4 plate appearances. 19th was a called 3rd strike. George knew it. Nice pitch by Barnett to pick up his 3rd consecutive strikeout.
2018 Buddies memberships presented by BBVA Compass are now available for kids 12 and under. Buddies receive 4 tickets to an Astros regular season game, a backpack, caps, socks, and exclusive benefits throughout the year. for only $25 plus tax. Visit Astros.com/buddies to sign up today.
Alex Bregman 1 for 3. He's had success against Barnett, 4 for 6 in his career. Barnett misses outside. Astros trying to improve to 11-4 on the season. They have started the year 11-4 twice in franchise history, 1972 and again in 1979. Astros also trying to improve to 7-1 at home on the year. If you think back to last season before the postseason, they actually played much better on the road than they did at home. And in the postseason, all of a sudden, A.J. Hinch's team was nearly unbeatable at Minute Maid Park. 8-1 in the 3 rounds of the postseason. Down in the dirt, it's 2-2.
In a lot of the interviews in postseason, post-World Series interviews, the Astro players gave a lot of credit to the fans that were in the stands making a ton of noise. Made an impact on those guys, and they played extremely well here at Minute Maid Park.
Back to the mound, Barnett on one hop. He'll underhand it for the final out. A couple of strikeouts and a ground out. Good inning for Barnett. We head to the 8th. It's 5-2.
Chevy Stroh poll. Thank you to all of you who voted in today's poll. We asked you about your favorite Astros moment from the final out of the World Series. And it's Morton McCann with the big embrace after making that final out. Morton said he, at first, was looking back at home for McCann, but of course McCann had to cover first base, so he was also thinking, is this really the third out? There's a lot going through Charlie's mind, but in the end, that was a very special moment. He said all that was really vivid, you know, family coming down on the field, but great times as we look back at those moments. Guys, I don't know if you've heard, but there's a new piece of equipment that will travel with the team.
Ooh.
It's actually a piece of clothing. Last night,
oh no,
the debut of the pitcher of the game robe.
Okay. Whew. Thought you were going to throw a Speedo comment out there.
No, Josh Reddick did say that he had a surprise for everyone. Last year was the belts. There was a robe on Garrett Cole's chair, like Ric Flair. It's beautiful.
Do they have to do the strut?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
But more information coming, more pictures, video. Don't worry, it will all come out. But that is something to look forward to. That is going to be a fun story to tell.
So it's being unveiled on this road trip.
I mean, it's coming with us.
Oh, it's already happening.
It happened last night.
I think last night's picture of the game was, even though he didn't get the win, hard to argue with what Garrett Cole did.
Yeah, pretty good idea to give it to him.
Brad Peacock on for the 8th.
He's pitched in 6 games already. He's got a save under his belt. The opponent batting average getting lower after that ground out. 11 punch outs to 1 walk on the season for Brad Peacock.
Drops that slider in there for a strike.
And he now throws that slider more than his fastball.
How about that?
51% of the time he's going to throw that slider.
51%?
51.2 if we're being exact coming into this game.
Every year his slider percentage has gone up. But
so is the nastiness.
51% is extreme. 1-1 to count. Unfortunately, one of those sliders stayed up a little bit last time out. Max Kepler hit it out for a walk-off. Astros losing that final game to Minnesota 9-8. Twins have only played 1 game since the Astros left town, even though 3 were scheduled. And they had the game before the Astros got it in town postponed as well. So other than the cold temperatures, Houston pretty lucky to get to play 3 games at Target Field. 3-1 the count. There's a strike on the corner. The count runs full.
3-1, perfectly placed fastball down and away. Jurickson probably looking for a fastball he could drive. Not anticipating fastball down and away.
That ball hit towards the corner and right, and that is going to be a fair ball. Reddick plays it well. Profar digging for 2, and he goes in with a head-first slide. Profar on for the 3rd time tonight. 2 for 3 now, single, double, and a walk. Good offensive series for Jurickson. 3rd hit of the series, and he's also drawn a walk today. Defense has been a little shaky. Here's Joey Gallo. Gallo 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Takes a slider inside, ball 1. Ripped into the crowd.
Stay down, Julia. That went right over the top of Julia's head in a hurry into the stands. Hope everybody's all right. Broken nose.
Two and 1. Another good slider. Gallo misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gallo 7 at-bats in this series, home run and 6 strikeouts. Stays alive.
Gallo's a big man. Takes up a lot of that batter's box at right foot, almost creeping past that line, but big leg kick, big swing.
And a home run off the foul pole, and just like that, it's a one-run game. Gallo hits his second home run of the series, his 5th of the season. Hit one off the foul pole in right field and makes this a 5-4 game.
All or nothing. He got all of that one. Working him down and in, down and in. That one in off the plate, but Joey Gallo really leaving those hips wide open to be able to get those hands through the zone and turn on it.
Brent Strom out to talk to Brad Peacock.
As good as the Astro pitchers have been, the home run ball recently has come back to bite him.
We said he doesn't really have a 2-strike approach.
A massive leg kick, and he puts everything into the swing no matter the count. Got the head out nicely. Extension.
We saw all those pitches in the same little area there, and eventually he caught up to one of those. Profar scoring in front of him, and now Peacock starts Beltre off with a slider that misses inside, ball 1. 3 home runs in the game for the Rangers, accounting for all 4 of their runs. There's a strike. Beltre had one of those home runs his last time up. Home run number 1 on the season. Home run number 463 of his career. He is now tied with active player Miguel Cabrera at 463. Next on the list for both of them at number 34 all time is Dave Winfield at 465.
Joey Gallo has a third of the Rangers' home runs this year. 5 on the season, 15 as a team.
One-two pitch misses. It's 2-2.
Charlie Morton punched out Joey Gallo 3 times, twice on a curveball and a fastball elevated in the zone. And just mentally looking back at that AB against Joey Gallo, everything was down and in. You really never changed the eye level of Joey Gallo.
Beltre holds up on the 2-2 pitch, and now the count's full. Joe Smith, who picked up the win in relief in last night's game, beginning to warm up for the Astros. This ball into center field. Springer coming in the sunlight, makes the play for out number 2. With 2 outs, base is empty. Ronald Guzman, the batter. Astros play the left-hand hitting Guzman the other way in left and in center. Springer in left center, and
by a lot.
Marwin towards the line. Reddick's pretty far over and right as well. Big swing by Guzman, 1-1. See Max Stassi go into that cheat sheet on the arm. Pretty cool helmet there.
That is a solid effort.
Two and 1 the count. Guzman lined out to center his last time up, a couple of strikeouts before that. That's a strike. Peacock trying to get through the 8th, preserving this 1-run lead. That ball's hit deep to right field, and this ball is gone. Game tied on 2 home runs in this inning off Brad Peacock. Solo shot by Guzman. He gets his first major league home run. And A.J. Hinch out of the dugout.
Pretty similar spot to the one we saw of Joey Gallo. But Stassi was set up outside. He wanted to backdoor the slider. This one right back into the swing path of Guzman.
A tough day for Brad Peacock. We'll tell you about the new Astros pitcher when we come back.
AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or visit attsportsnet.com to stream on your computer. Log in with your cable account and you are all set. Available for those with AT&T Sportsnet in their TV subscription. Blackouts and territorial restrictions apply. TK.
All right, Julia, new ball game. Top half of the 8th inning. Joe Smith comes on for the Astros.
Joe looked good the other day. Granted, it was only for 1 out, but came in through 8 pitches. Qualified for the win.
Facing Ryan Rua, and Rua breaks his back, grounds one to the left side, out 2 base there. Jose makes the play. 1 pitch, and Smith is through the 8th, but a couple of Ranger home runs in the 8th inning have tied the game at 5. On AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Butter Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. 4 home runs for the Rangers today. That's a season high. 2 of them coming in the 8th inning against Brad Peacock, who's allowed 3 home runs this year, all on sliders. And now the Rangers turn the ball over in this tie game to Matt Bush.
Matt Bush had 10 saves last season for the Texas Rangers. Now working out of that bullpen this season in 7 games. The whip at 1.3. A lot of that has to do with command issues. 6 walks in 7 2/3 innings. Also is carrying a 4.50 ERA in 2 games against the Astros.
Astros will have their 3, 4, 5 hitters due up. Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa, Yuli Gurriel facing the right-hander Matt Bush. Altuve looking for his first career hit against the Rangers right-hander. He has drawn a walk, but he's 0 for 5, and he takes a pitch up high for a ball, 1-0. Astros were up 5-0. The Rangers came back with a run in the 5th on a solo home run, run in the 6th on a solo home run. Both those came against Charlie Morton. And then 2 home runs in the 8th inning to tie the game. Altuve ahead of the count, 2-0. Strike called, it's 2-1. Alex Claudio warming for the Rangers. Ken Giles warming for the Astros. On the ground towards second, Kiner Falefa makes the play for the first out. Other than that 5-batter stretch in the 4th inning where the Astros scored 5 runs, they've only had 3 base runners the rest of the game. Springer a single with 1 out in the 5th. Altuve a walk with 2 outs in the 5th. And Reddick a walk with 1 out in the 6th. Marwin also reached on an error back in the 3rd, but he was erased on a double play. Carlos Correa chops one at the plate. Bush last year was 2nd on the team with 10 saves. Alex Claudio, who's warming up, had 11. This year, Keone Kela has both of the Ranger saves. A lot of fans enjoying Julia's credit card at the team store.
Yep, I've got a tab open down there if you need anything.
One and 2 to count. Carlos doubled in 2, lined out to right, lined out to third. He's hit the ball hard all 3 times today. His 2 RBI double was the lowest exit velocity of his 3 at-bats. Into some tough luck as well. 2-2. Fought that one off. Only 5 hits on the day for the Astros. Springer has 2 of them. Bush has not allowed a home run to any of the current Astros. In fact, only 2 extra base hits allowed to the current roster. One of them a double by Correa, the other double by Jake Marisnick. Swing and a miss. Correa goes down swinging.
Slider at 93.
Wow. Talking about a power slider. He can average around 90 with the slider, but 93 is excessive.
Yeah, there's a little something extra on that.
Oh, Yuli. 3-run home run, also hit a deep fly ball in this game. Takes a breaking ball up and in for ball 1.
Batted balls at 95 plus miles an hour off the bat. Yuli in the top 10. He had 203 of those last year.
That's a fair ball down the line. Yuli makes the turn at first. He's going to head for second. Choose throw, not in time. Gurriel with a 2-out double in the bottom of the 8th.
Smart choice. Opting to go to second base with 2 outs, put himself in scoring position. Chu is not a very good outfielder. Great job of getting on top and shooting that baseball the other way for Yuli. It's going to have a relatively decent exit velocity, almost at that 95 plateau. That was 94.2 off the bat. But even with that ball ricocheting off the stands to Chu out there, you've got to challenge him. Not extremely quick to the baseball. Not one of the better arms. It's a great look on the Phantom camera of showing how Yuli's hands stay above the baseball to get on top and drive that down the right field line. Not trying to do too much. Yuli knows his swing extremely well. He spent a lot of time playing baseball in Cuba. He's young in our eyes because he's only been on the Astros for 3 years now. But he knows exactly what he's doing at the plate. You saw it right there on a fastball up and away.
Good to have Phantom cam the last couple of nights for some of those looks as Doug Brocail has the meeting on the mound broken up by the crew chief, Tom Hallion.
Now the Phantom cam has been awesome to watch because it slows things down so much and allows us to talk over and really break down swings and see what's happening. And what usually happens in the blink of an eye. A lot of fans back home have tweeted in and let us know that they're enjoying it also.
Fans hoping to turn this place into Wooston with Josh Reddick at the plate. Takes a pitch at the knees on the corner. Perfectly placed fastball at 98. Reddick has faced Bush 5 times in his career, and he's reached base 3 times. 2 singles and a walk. 1-1. Today, Josh 0 for 2. Ground out, strikeout, and a walk. Marwin Gonzalez is on deck if Reddick is to reach. Steady grounds one towards second. Kiner Falefa makes the play, and we are headed to the 9th with the game tied at 5. Is presented by authority of Houston Astros, LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Houston Astros, LLC. We go to the ninth in a 5-5 game. Both teams have the bottom third of their order due up. Juan Centeno facing the new pitcher for the Astros, Ken Giles.
Ken Giles picked up a 5-pitch save on the ninth back in Minnesota. He pitched a third of an inning.
Facing a guy who handed him the baseball after a few of those 34 saves last year, Juan Centeno. Centeno down to the count 0-2. It's popped up. Bregman has a play. Foul territory. One away. Centeno now 0 for 4. That'll bring up Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Second major league start, hitting a home run in the 5th inning. That got the offense going for the Rangers. They were down 5-0 at the time. Hit a 1-2 pitch by Charlie Morton into the Crawford boxes. He's around a bunt, takes a called strike. Falefa only hit 5 home runs last year at the Double-A level for Frisco. 4th round pick out of Mid-Pacific High School in Honolulu in 2013. Outside for a ball, 1-1. '98 just missed. Fans wanted the call. It's 2-1.
Thought he might have gotten the call. That was a pretty good pitch. Down and away.
On the ground, Bregman. Nice short hop. 2 outs.
When you make this play, you make it look easy. When you don't, everybody questions you why you charge this baseball, but really the only instinct you have at third base is to go and try and get that short hop. And our Mattress Firm Supermo shows you how he did it. That was nicely done. You commit, get the glove way out in front to get that short hop. Not easy to do, because sometimes reaching out like that can stiffen up that glove a little bit, but Alex Bregman showing some soft hands.
Now Drew Robinson, the batter, takes a fastball up at 97. Astros in the bottom half of the 9th inning will have Marwin Gonzalez, Evan Gattis, and Max Stassi due up. On the ground, speared by Altuve on a hop, and Altuve makes a great play to end the 9th. And that has Giles skipping off the mound as Altuve makes a great play for a 1-2-3 inning for the Astros.
Need a little help from your friends. And the little fella reaching out to make a great play look extremely easy. Nicely done to get them to the bottom of the 9th.
by Toyota. We take you back to last night's game, an Astros 3-2 victory. Astros know how to have fun playing this game. Hoping to have some fun this afternoon in walk-off fashion as we head to the bottom half of the ninth inning in this tie game, 5 apiece. Facing the new pitcher, Keona Kella.
Keona Kella's a fastball slider guy. Pitches in the mid-90s with that heater. Throws that slider roughly 32.7% of the time, 4 games this season. Only 3 1/3 innings pitched. Does have 2 saves in 2 opportunities.
Marwin, Evan Gaddis, Max Stassi, the first 3 due up to face Kella.
Marwin had a 4-run home run off Kella here last season against the Texas Rangers. Got an opportunity to do some damage here and ruin his night also again.
Only hit of Marwin's career against Kella in 5 at-bats, but it was a large one. Ahead of the count, 2-0. Marwin grounds one. Connor Falefa to his left makes the play for out number 1. Only 1 inning have the Astros had a leadoff walk or hit in this game. That was in the 4th when they scored 5 runs. Marwin reached on an error to lead off the 3rd. But not a lot of opportunities today for the Astros. Just 6 hits and 4 men left on base. Here's Evan Gaddis looking for his first hit. Evan takes a fastball at 97 for ball 1. Astros would love to get this thing to the top of the order. Springer has a career home run against Kella. Altuve has 2 and 9 at-bats. The breaking ball freezes Evan. Kella with that curveball at 83.
Just takes 1.
Tried to hold up. He goes around 1-2.
Good depth on that slider from Kella.
Mike Minor pitched 5 innings. Tony Barnett did a real nice job in 2 shutout innings. Matt Bush allowed a 2-out double to Gurriel, but pitched a shutout 8th, and now Kella in the 9th. Gaddis goes down swinging. Second out of the inning. Second time today, Gaddis has struck out. 2 outs, the base is empty. Max Stassi, the batter. With this at bat, Stassi will match his career high for at bats in a season. 24 last year. This will be his 24th AB this year. Max 4th on the team in RBIs. Does have a home run. Takes a fastball up. If this game goes to extras, Will Harris warming up in the Astros bullpen. Two and 0. Stassi has 3 plate appearances, 3 at-bats against Kelly. He's 0 for 3. But now he's ahead of the count, 3-0. Springer is due. He's on deck.
You know what I'm doing? If Stassi gets to first, it's a guy that's on the bench named Derek Fisher, putting the flying fish in.
Seems to be working out for AJ. Up and in, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to the 9-hitter, Max Stassi. That'll bring George Springer to the plate. And for now, no signs of pinch running for Stassi.
Fish wins. Maybe he just knows that George is going to pummel one far enough to drive in Max Stassi. Big opportunity for George. He's been hitting the ball hard here in the last couple days.
George does have a home run in 5 at-bats against Keonakella. Gets away, and he can't find it. Centeno just couldn't find it, and Stassi will advance. Did not get away that far, but Juan Centeno had no idea where that baseball was.
Fish would have been on third. I'm kidding. That's a tough read. Number one, it's knowing your ability, and you don't want to run into an out, finish off the inning. Astro catchers with twinkle toes. Good read nonetheless. Get himself in scoring position.
The Rangers really not bunching Stassi at second, so he can get a big lead off second as the winning run. You can see where Kiner Falef is, the second baseman. You can see where Profar is. Neither one of them anywhere close to the bag.
And Stassi knows that. He's keeping an eye on them, but he is extending that lead, which is a good idea.
To right field, deep, Springer just missed walking it off. Just missed. A game winner, and it goes as a foul, and everybody thought they had seen the final at bat of the game.
Good fastball to hit. George kind of inside out of it with that front side, vacating it just a little bit too quick. And with that barrel slicing across the baseball, just a little bit extra English, twisting it foul. If he hits that a little more true, it stays on that line and goes over that Powerade sign. Was not Keller's best slider. Regroup behind the mound, realizing he got away with one.
Springer with 2 of the Astros' 6 hits today. Looking for a walk-off. Stays alive.
George watching Stassi, imploring him to go. Trust me.
Still alive. 1 week ago today, the Astros had a walk-off on a pop-up.
What are you talking about? That was a rocket that Eric Hosmer couldn't handle.
Alex Bregman hitting one about 20 feet from home plate that landed for a walk-off. Springer into left field. Rua is there. Drifts back towards the track but has a play. And we are headed to extra innings today. All tied at 5, headed to the 10th. cruising along through the first 3 innings, but then the Astros would send 5 men to the plate. They would all score in that 4th inning. As Springer singled, Bregman singled, Correa bases loaded double after Altuve was hit, and then Yuli Gurriel, the big blast, a 3-run homer.
I thought that would be enough, the way Charlie Morton has gone here early in the season, especially the way that bullpen has gone, but it fell apart a little bit. A hanging breaking ball. First home run for Falefa, and then Beltre going oppo. Slider down and into Joey Gallo. He yanks it off the foul pole, followed up by Guzman with his first career home run. Home runs getting the Rangers back in this. A lot of punch outs by the Texas Rangers, complemented by those 4 home runs. They are an all or nothing team, and it's worked out so far to tie this ball game up.
Now Will Harris on to pitch the 10th inning. Harris will have the top of the lineup to deal with. Will faced this part of the lineup yesterday. Started with Falefa, but then faced Chu, Profar, and Mazzara, who was in the lineup in last night's game. Not Chu to fly out in last night's contest. It's 1-1. Five runs, 9 hits for the Rangers. 5 runs, 6 hits for the Astros. Two and two.
Right-hander Chris Martin getting loose in that Rangers bullpen.
Slowly hit towards Yuli. He'll take it himself. Good start for Will here in the 10th inning, getting a ground out of the leadoff hitter Shin-Soo Choo. Harris, the 5th pitcher for the Astros today. Charlie Morton went 6. Smashed his career high with those dozen strikeouts. A couple of solo home runs. Hector Rondon a strong 7. Brad Peacock had a tough 8th when the Rangers tied it with a couple of home runs, and then Ken Giles a 1-2-3 9th. Jurickson Profar the batter. Rangers had 14 strikeouts as a team through 7 innings. They did not strike out in the 8th of the 9th. Last night the Astros struck out 17 Rangers, 14 by Garrett Cole and 3 by Chris Davinsky. 1-1 the count. Profar has been on base 3 times. A walk, a single, a double. And he scored a run. Two and 1 the count.
Trying to backdoor that cut fastball. That's a natural cut on that heater for Will Harris. When he's going good, it's around 92, 93 miles an hour. In a traditional breaking ball, 12-6.
Inside ball 4. Profar reaching base for the 4th time today. 1 out walk in the 10th. Now Harris will face Joey Gallo. Rangers came into this series having been swept by the Angels at home. Scores of 8-3, 11-1, and 8-1. And they had just lost late in that 8-1 loss to the Angels on Wednesday. One of their leaders, at Elvis Andrus, fractured an elbow on his throwing arm after being hit by a pitch by Keenan Middleton. So the Rangers came into this series. They had a chance to really be down about things, but they have played the Astros tough. Losing 3-2 last night, down 5-0 today, and coming back to tie it. Will Harris ahead 0-2.
Good cutter up and in. Tied up. Long arms of Joey Gallo.
So far, not a big base stealer in his career. Just 5 stolen bases in over 200 games played. Up high, 1-2. Gallo struck out in the first, third, and sixth, then hit his 5th home run of the year in the 8th, making it a 1-run game. That ball into left field, sending Marwin back, still going back. He'll watch it over his head. Plays it nicely off the fence, and that keeps runners at second and third. Gallo an opposite field double. Now second and third with 1 out.
Seen Will Harris in this AB trying to backdoor that cut fastball. That was an overthrown curveball. Didn't quite have the bite. I think Max Stassi was anticipating hopefully a curveball in the dirt to get the swing over the top. But it hung up out over the plate. Joey Gallo did a great job of staying on it and shooting it the other way.
Adrian Beltre has always hit Will Harris hard in his career, 5 for 9. And Will has been effective in his career against lefties, so they'll walk the righty Beltre. Pitch to the rookie playing his 2nd major league game, Ronald Guzman. Intentional walk, loads the bases with 1 out. Guzman tied the game with a home run his last time up. Ground ball off of Harris's glove, and everybody's going to be safe. 6-5 Rangers lead on a ball off the glove of Will Harris. First lead of the day for Texas.
Put that shift on. Somebody was going to make that play. This dude exchanged that run for an out, possibly. Here's a good look at the defense behind Will Harris. See, Correa was making a pretty strong break for it.
Just under the glove of Will. Now he'll face Ryan Ruin. Bases remain loaded.
I think that would have been a tough double play turn.
Only way if Will caught that and one of the runners straying off the bag. Now it's 1-1. Profar, after drawing the 1-out walk, comes around to score the go-ahead run. James Hoyt warming up in the Astros bullpen. Harris ahead 1-2. Rangers have now out hit the Astros 11-6. Swing and a miss. Rua goes down. It's a big strikeout for Harris to keep this at a 1-run game. 2 outs in the inning. First strikeout for Will. 15th strikeout for Astros pitching. Second time in Rangers franchise history they have had 15 strikeouts or more in back-to-back games. Al Harris will deal with Juan Centeno. Keona Kella pitched the 9th inning for the Rangers, and it looks like right-hander Chris Martin is warming up in the Rangers bullpen. On the ground towards Correa. He will flip to Altuve, and we head to the bottom of the 10th. Rangers score the go-ahead run. Astros will have the 2, 3, 4 hitters due up. Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, and Carlos Correa. This as they score a run in the top half of the 10th. Ronald Guzman's infield single plates a run, and now the Astros go to work facing a new pitcher for the Rangers. Rangers also have a new center fielder. Chris Martin is the new pitcher.
Arlington native Chris Martin. A lot of cutters, a lot of sliders. Fastball can touch 94, 95 miles an hour. 8 games this season, only pitched in 7 innings. Good strikeout to walk ratio. Astros have touched him up for a couple of runs. Developing experience here early in the season against Chris Martin. Hoping to have it pay off here in the bottom of the 10th.
Well, he'll have a tough task facing the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Astros. Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, Carlos Correa. Carlos Tochi takes over as the center fielder for Texas. Bregman a hit, a run scored, and 4 at bats. Martin faced this part of the lineup yesterday. Got Alex Bregman to ground out. Altuve had a base hit and got Carlos Correa looking on a called 3rd strike. Also faced Springer. Delivers a strike, 1-1. Martin, 31-year-old. Been pitching in Japan the last 2 seasons. Has pitched in the big leagues for the Yankees in 2015. Bregman stays alive. Or actually fouls it back to make it 1-2.
That's that cutter. He'll throw at 90, 91 miles an hour. Almost looks as if he starts in the middle part of the plate, just lets it fade off that outside corner to right-handed hitters. Tough pitch to stay on.
Bregman, base hit left field. Astros have the tying run on base to start the bottom half of the 10th.
That was a little more of a traditional slider. Good adjustment by Alex. Waiting, recognizing. Not a good pitch in a 2-strike count. What happened last time the Astros had a leadoff man on, Todd?
Scored 5 runs.
Don't need quite that many, but we'll take a few.
2 will work. Altuve's faced Martin 3 times in his career. He's 2 for 3, including a hit last night. Up the middle, base hit. Alex Bregman thinks about third, but he's going to hold up. First and second, nobody out. Altuve with his first hit of the game. And now the tying run on second, the winning run on first.
Altuve wasn't going to wait around and see some pitches. He got one he liked early, hammered it up the middle. I think it's good that Alex was a little cautious at second base. We always talk about the Astros trying to take that extra 90 feet, but you got to remember situations. Don't want to make that first out of third, and you know what? Definitely don't want to make that first out of third or take yourself out of scoring position with this guy up.
Carlos Correa. Correa's had some good at-bats today. He's lined to right, doubled in 2 runs, lined out to third. Centeno took that last foul off the mask, so Tom Hallion goes out and rubs up the baseball to take some time.
Give him a chance to get a breather. Trainer's not coming out to check on him. Kind of leaned in to go try and possibly frame that pitch. It was a little bit of a delayed swing from Carlos Correa, kind of right in the chops.
Correa 1 for 3 in his career against Martin. Martin has 1 major league save. It came with the Yankees in 2015. Did save 21 games a couple of seasons ago for Hokkaido. I don't think there's a lot of lineups in Japan that feature hitters like Bregman, Altuve, Correa, and Gurriel, the first 4 he will face in this inning. In the dirt, 2-1.
Job by Centeno, not letting that ball get past him, keeping the runners where they're at. 2017, the Astros in the 7th inning on were an extremely good ball club. Led the league with a 278 average. So far this season, granted, small sample size, hitting 218 as a team.
Love the way Correa is seeing pitches today. He seems to have been on everything all day long.
Extra inning games last season, the Astros as a team, 269 average, 14 extra inning home runs.
Everybody standing, 40,679. Call it strike. 2-2. At the knees.
Borderline on that MD Anderson strike zone.
Broken bat. Martin's going to go to third in time. Good play by the Rangers pitcher to get the lead runner. Bregman forced out at third. Correa reaches on the fielder's choice.
That is a complete blow-up jam job getting in the kitchen of Carlos Correa. Pretty athletic move coming off the mound for Chris Martin too. Heads up. and getting that lead runner, keeping that double play in order.
Yuli Gurriel has 2 of the 8 base hits today, a 3-run home run and a double his last time up. Altuve, the tying run on second, Correa, the winning run on first. Down and away. Mentioned Martin has not pitched in the big league since 2015. Gurriel has never matched up with Chris Martin. 1-1. Base hits by Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve. Correa bounces to a fielder's choice. In on the hands, jammed Yuli. It's 1-2. Rangers have the lefty Alex Claudio warming up. Josh Reddick is waiting on deck. Just missed the corner, 2-2.
Gutsy take, right idea. Extend this AB.
Line drive caught by Beltre. Now he drops it on the throw. That's going to be a line drive out. The runners get back to their bases. Had he not dropped it, he had the potential to end the game.
Yeah, he had a real chance to get out. Tuve getting off second base right there on that line drive. Everybody in the stadium hoping it was going to get by Beltre. Good swing. You can see it happened on the exchange. He did make that catch.
Josh Reddick due up. Jeff Bannister going to the bullpen for the lefty Alex Claudio. We'll be back after this. Bottom half of the 10th inning, Astros with 2 runners on, 2 outs. Rangers go to the side-arming lefty out of the bullpen, Alex Claudio.
Alex Claudio does not throw hard. It's all about the delivery, the deception, and the movement. He's got a very good changeup. He turns over. 7 1/3 innings this season. That inflated ERA might have a little bit to do with the fact that the Astros earlier this season in 2 1/3 innings pitched against the Astros, he's given up 4 hits and 3 earned runs. Trying to put it to him again here tonight.
Josh Reddick had a career year last year against left-handed pitching, batting .315. He has faced Claudio 5 times. He is 1 for 5 with a single. Altuve and Correa on the bases, and Reddick takes a strike.
Early on, hitters are 1 for 8 against Claudio. In his career, he's kept him to a 171 average.
Slider sweeps off the plate. It's 1-1. Reddick this year 2 for 8 against lefties, and one of his 3 home runs has come against the left-handed pitcher. That's a strike. 1-2. 69-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
Almost back off and reload and try and go get it. Josh not happy with the call.
Slider, first little changeup, stayed on the corner. Ground ball, fair ball, and Guzman will beat Reddick to the bag, and the Rangers have come back down 5-0 in this game to tie it in regulation and then win it in extra innings. Guzman, who made the final out, ended up knocking in the game-winning run. So this Saturday afternoon game goes to the visiting team. The Texas Rangers win it in 10 by the score of 6-5. We'll have more, including the post-game show, right around the corner.